and welcome to MGP437. I'm Kevin, with me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 Hello. Around again.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
One more time. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
This is fun. We could do a full hour of this. Can we still put ads on it if we just do that for an hour?
No, we're not doing that for hours, Kevin.
Well, we've got enough to loop it now. It's fine.
No, see.
Pab, make that happen. I'm off to bed.
Sure.
Stop looking at my legs.
Sorry. How are we all doing on this fine week then? Has everyone been pinged this week or just me?
Just us, Kevin.
Yeah.
I keep having to check I've even got the app on. I have got it on, but
You don't leave the house, so
No.
you know. There's no chance of you getting pinged.
well, I did. I went to a wildlife park today that I didn't know existed. It was about 45 minutes from my house.
There's no
Lots of tigers.
wildlife park near your house. That doesn't exist.
There's tigers and lions.
Yeah. White
That
lions.
doesn't exist. No,
There's some birds.
doesn't exist.
It's their flamingos. Kevin likes a flamingo.
No,
I
there
also
wasn't.
like giraffes.
There's no giraffes or babingos.
So none of the good animals then. What's the point? Do they have meerkats?
Yes, they did. And those meerkats
Okay.
had their own tequila bar.
Ew,
Okay, so
fancy.
one of the good animals then, I suppose. I'll allow it.
They had a peacock roaming wild that I wasn't sure was actually part of the thing. It was just
He's
sleeping
there.
under a tree. It was just there.
Seven
Peacocks are okay animals. They're not good animals.
Saw someone climb into a habitat to pick up a peacock.
Was it you
Never.
again? 'Cause
No,
we
I did
know
think,
you like
damn
to
it.
climb into the enclosures.
We were trying to open a gate, and I had to say to my family, "Don't go through that gate's locked. Don't climb it because we may be climbing into a habitat. You know, we know we've been here before, but I think it was just a pathway. We didn't take it anyway. We took the long route. We got to go in and feed birds up close, but
Again, were
Were
you
you
supposed
allowed?
to?
there was lots of other people in there. But it was a little bit.
There were lots of other people in with the penguins when you went in there. That doesn't mean you should have been in there.
Yeah. Well. Okay, but Ollie kept walking up, tapping a bird on the shoulder and trying to stick a peanut in its face. Neil really didn't like it. I'm desperately.
That's
begging
like
him
you
to
in a
stop it.
nightclub.
Yeah, I was begging him not to do it, and he kept just like going up with some different food. And in the end, the bird kept taking it, like looking at him for a little bit, and then spitting it out to the left. And he kept going around and picking it up, bringing it back around, and giving it to it. I just thought this bird's just going to have him in a minute. I got him out in the end. Yeah, it was nice. I got home, just had a 4-hour kip on the sofa because I was knackered from all the sun, and that's been my day.
What
Because
sun?
you've
Is
been
there
up until
sun?
the early hours of the morning every day all week.
Yeah. Well, I had to have an early night last night. I had to stop playing at, 12:15? I said to you I was
Oh.
going to get in trouble if I didn't go to bed. And then it turns out that my wife was out in the garden looking at meteors in the sky.
What, at midnight?
Yeah, apparently there was some big meteor shower on at midnight, and she was out there. My son was waiting at the bottom of the stairs to talk Minecraft with me. He stood at the bottom of the stairs talking Minecraft for about 20 minutes while I tried to...
Had he been watching the stream? He had some notes for you.
No, the little swine doesn't support our Twitch. But he was just like, did you know about this? Did you know about that? And I was telling him how we'd gone into the nether and all of that stuff. It was interesting. It was all really surreal because I walked out the door and he was there. And then my wife came in from the other room and went upstairs. And I thought, you're supposed to be in bed. We're supposed to be getting up early tomorrow. And yeah, it was all just odd. But that's me gone back to as far as midnight last night. Any more of my week I need to cover?
No, that should be sufficient. I'm more interested in Pab's week as ever.
Oh, God. You put me on the spot. What have we done this week?
Lots of ups and downs, ins and outs.
Not a lot.
Has there been a bit of this and that?
Yeah. Bits and bobs.
Hey.
How much how's your
Excellent.
father?
Sorry, what?
You heard? I don't even know what that means, to be honest.
That woke up my Amazon Echo.
Excuse
The
me.
prospect of Pab doing his... she's going for it now in the background. The prospect of Pab's how's your father. Goodness me. Calm down. Will you be quiet? Thank you. Sheesh. That was weird. So I didn't even say anything. She just started talking. Ridiculous. So yeah, me and Anna got pinged this week for going and having the audacity to eat in a restaurant, and we've spent the entire week sitting at home and it's only this afternoon that we've been given our freedom by doing some tests that came back negative, and we're continuing. I've just done a test now, in fact. My 30-minute time is probably up on my lateral flow test, and what do you know?
Mine only take 15.
Still negative. Well, I've got
Them weird
an
ones
older
I've got.
box,
Yeah,
I guess.
true.
I've got a different set. But yeah, this is the 4th test I think I've done since we got pinged. Believe it or not, they're all negative, so I think we're probably good. Which means adventure weekend! Hooray! We're going to a party, aren't we, Anna?
Among other things, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go and stay in a hotel and go to a party.
What,
Gonna be
what are we doing
terrific.
tomorrow, though, Kevin?
Going to the comic shop.
And what else are we doing, Kevin?
We're going to the cinema, if they let us in, to see a 4DX movie that has moving seats and a splash zone.
Oh.
But I have discovered I'm over the weight limit for, so if they weigh me on the way in, I might not be allowed in. So we're just, I'm gonna push my shoulders back, walk tall. People never believe how much I weigh when I tell them how much I weigh, so I don't think they'll question me. I'm over the weight. I'm over the weight limit for the trampoline park, and everything we do I'm over the weight limit for.
You realise you're over the weight limit, but they might not need to weigh you when their machine just breaks. It's probably
That's
more
fine.
about.
It's not my issue.
Well,
Yeah, but
it's
the
your
thing
issue
is
and it makes
they're-
you pay for it.
There are 4 sections of chairs. Each section is 4 chairs. So it's just going to be me and him, plus then there's like other 2 chairs, but then you have to social distance. So, hopefully, with...
Yeah, as long as me and Anna don't weigh more than 4 normal-sized people,
Yeah.
we should be all right. And plus, on the website, because I did check the terms and conditions, it doesn't say I am not allowed to go on it if I'm over a certain weight. It said if I'm over this weight, I think it's 120 kilos, if you're over 120 kilos, you will be denied entry. Well, if they don't deny me entry, then, I was expecting to be denied entry, but when I wasn't, I just went in anyway. That's the party line, and we're sticking to it.
It's very frustrating.
To
'cause I'm
where?
slightly over that line, so I'd have to jog around the building before I went in or something. But no, I think
Just go in with no shoes on. It's fine.
they'll just say, like, I don't know, you'll get on it, it'll capsize one way because you'll have unweighted it or something, and then they'll just weigh you afterwards and go, well, we told you weren't allowed in. And now
I'll
you're
say,
thousands.
firstly, they didn't tell me. I had a look because Anna said, is there a weight limit on this? Because she was being insane.
Excuse me?
Then I, you were.
I was
you were
having an
trying to-
episode.
You were trying to, you were trying to tell me you wouldn't be able to fit in it. I'm like, well, I weigh like 8 stone more than
I
you.
was having an episode. Leave me alone.
So I was trying to prove that she would be fine. I was like, oh, okay, you are fine. I'm not. Yeah, it'll be fine.
That's disappointing when Mrs. Sheepdog brought a family table for the garden and a trampoline, and I was over the weight on both of them. I was like, you just keep feeding me, and then you keep buying all these things I'm not allowed to use. Annoying woman.
Perhaps that's the plan. She doesn't want you using things.
Yeah,
That's
just
a
stay
good
indoors.
idea.
You can stay indoors and play Minecraft. I know you like
all
Minecraft.
coming together.
I was looking at your Sully gnome earlier. And goodness me, your popularity has soared since you've been a Minecraft streamer. I think you need a genre change. You're officially a Minecraft streamer now.
It is weird, isn't it? I don't know what more we can actually do though. Do you know what I mean? I was looking at Minecraft challenges earlier, which is why I was looking at the Wither, and I was thinking there's not really much more we can go about Minecraft doing, is there?
I mean, there's been people who've been putting daily Minecraft content out for the last 10 years. I'm sure there's stuff that we can do. You're not a master builder yet.
I don't think it's ever going to happen. I'm a terrible
step-
builder.
Yeah, so there you go. You become a good builder. The next step is to rebuild London in Minecraft. Brick by brick.
Oh, that could be, starting at Bodines and working our way out.
Exactly. Get all of the Bodines in first and then fill in the gaps between them. That
should-
seems like a
most of it,
really
yeah.
sensible idea.
Like 90%
In
of
fact,
the
that
work
should-
done.
That should be what we do next time we're on. Make Bodines. I'd like that.
I'll just stock the vegetarian menu out back.
I'm pretty sure the only thing on the vegetarian menu at Bodines, because it's what Alfie has every time we go, it's some weird pastry thing with mushrooms on. It's like a piece of phyllo pastry with a big mushroom on the top.
They do
And
mac
then they
and
sort
cheese.
of wrap...
This is vegan.
Do they?
Yeah, don't you remember we went there and Was it Bodine's? I think it was Rob
Yeah, it
had
was
like a
with
massive
Bouncy, I
plate
think.
of mac and cheese while the rest
Oh
of
no,
us ate meat.
Bouncy had
Bouncy.
2 dinners. This was Bouncy logic at the time. he had a limited amount of money with him, so he was going to have 2 dinners at Bodine's, so he didn't have to eat the next day or something absurd. And then he couldn't finish the 2 dinners, but he had like burger and chips and mac and cheese.
Like you're
Spent
mad.
more than anyone else on dinner, but then couldn't finish it and was hungry the next day. It was perfect.
Your mad camel logic from earlier in the week where you tried to fill up on water, isn't it, Kevin?
That wasn't mad camel logic. That was really sensible.
No, it wasn't.
Of course it was.
No, it wasn't. We got there. Oh, I need to go to the toilet. And you know what
I didn't-
Andy's like? He has a set routine when he gets to places. He has to do his thing. But no. Kevin,
It was a
drunk all
hot
the
and sunny
water.
day. I
don't
didn't want to
care.
dehydrate, so I had 3 pints of water before we left home. That is sensible.
No, it's not.
That's the sort of thing like American Indians did, so they'd wake up for battle early the next day and need a wee. You're thinking you're going to just carry it all around. I always think
Yeah,
that.
camels do.
Oh, you're
You're
not a camel.
not a camel.
keep
The
having
amount
to
of
tell you
times
this.
people have said that to me in the last week, I'm fed up of hearing it.
But you're
Goodness
not.
me.
You are not
I
a camel.
I have
I
to tell my
know
kids
that
they're not
now.
dogs so many times a week. I feel like I say the phrase, you're not a dog, so often. Now, it must be confusing when their dad's name's Sheepdog.
What are they doing to cause you to say you're not a dog?
Picking up sticks, barking at things as we pass them. It's just... it's absurd. Especially today at the bird place. Every time we went to the parrots and one of them would bark and the other would go, would you like a cup of tea? And I think they were hoping the parrot would say yes, but it never did. They kept going, would you like a cup of tea? And I was like, where did you learn that parrots like tea? Is this a thing? Is this something like Peppa Pig did? Don't know, but they kept saying it and I was just confused and the parrots never responded. They don't have a talking parrot there. Why have a parrot sanctuary without any talking? Do you think they'd all be cracking jokes?
Exactly. The parrot at Wicksteed Park talks. He's brilliant. I had a lovely conversation with him when we were there the other week. It's fantastic. We were supposed to be talking about video games. We almost did it. We almost seamlessly
We skirted
transitioned into
it.
video games. And then we've burst back into Sheepdog's trip to the zoo. We
Well,
were so close.
Kevin, parrots are something that we have struggled to find this week in Minecraft, aren't they?
Because you won't tell me where the damn jungle is.
We can't find it. I don't think jungles exist. I think you've loaded a realm before jungle's ready to the game or something insane.
I want the jungle. I want bamboo, and I want a panda, and I want cocoa beans.
Yeah.
So if you could provide me with all of those, we don't need a jungle.
I came
It's
in your
weird,
stream
isn't
the
it?
other day to see where you were. I thought it can't be on Minecraft. You were, and all I heard, Sheepdog said, "This isn't a jungle," and I just turned off. I was just like, "What are these people doing?"
It's quite
We've
weird.
been looking for a jungle.
I keep starting up saying, right, I'm going to do this tonight, and then Kev comes on and we end up looking for a jungle.
Yeah, don't
Filling out
get
that.
Kev to come on because that's how you get distracted.
I mean, he did help the other day. Yesterday, I basically, the day before yesterday, Kev said, right, next time we get on, we should, we basically got into the Nether and found that we were near, managed to get a platform on the lava and we were planning on catching a strider and riding it across the lava to find the fortress. And Kev was like, that's a job for next stream. We'll do it together. Make sure, we get everything we need and we'll just go at it. So then I thought, well, no, I'm just going to log on and do it myself. So I got all the ingredients together, got a load of bricks, went out onto the lava, fell in, died, but had a totem on me so didn't die. And then finally got on the back of the strider and rode round. And everyone was kind of like, do you know what? We were expecting you to fail, and you kind of did, but you got around it. It took me forever. I walked out my house, walked down to the water, realised I didn't have a map, spent 20 minutes trying to find my house because I couldn't make my way back, even though I'd literally just walked it. It was a straight line, and I couldn't find it. Ended up miles north of our base. And finally got the map, went back out, rode around, realising it wasn't where I thought it was. I thought it was still on this little beach that I'd put it on 3 days ago, but I forgot that we actually spent a whole stream venturing to the south of this map. So my stream were betting whether I'd make it by 9 o'clock, and I was so far away at 9 o'clock. It was like I'd started at 8, it took me an hour, and I still wasn't there. I got there by about 9:20, did all that stuff I just mentioned, found a fortress. I'm just like, yes. Managed to get all the way up through the floor into it without dying, which I think again is very impressive. And then I walked I managed to go through all these corridors full of lava, putting it out, just sticking dirt down all around it, walking through. And I was thinking, this is actually working. I'm just going to, next time Kev sees me, I'm going to be flying. He's going to be like, what's this sheepdog? And I'm going to be flying off into the sky with me, whatever they're called. I can't remember what the wings are called. And then I walked around this corner and this wither just came out and stabbed me and I was dead instantly. It was ridiculous. So I just sat around waiting for Kev to come on. Then luckily he did come on pretty quick. I'd written down the coordinates, so he dug a massive tunnel through to it, so I never had to... I mean, the journey I had there was ridiculous. It was completely by the seat of my pants. But Kev's now made us a tunnel so we can come and go as we please. He didn't tell me, because I thought all my stuff would despawn immediately because I died and that was it. He decided to tell me about 6 minutes after we arrived that if I'd gone and found my stuff within 5 minutes of us getting there, it would have still been there. But,
well, I thought your stuff was in the lava, which is why I didn't mention it. It was only when you got there and started telling me where it was. I was like, oh, so it didn't all go in the lava.
No, it was just in that room, which is gutting because I mean, it is my fault for not knowing, but I just assumed that like all my highly powerful bow and all of this was just gone, and that was brutal. But I mean, we're so powerful now. I rebuilt all that stuff anyway, didn't I? I had an infinity bow within minutes. It was fine. But yeah, we just
we're basically the kings of Minecraft now. We're ready to take on the big Minecraft streamers now. I think we're at their level. This dream guy I've been hearing about for the last 2 years, who's exploded from nowhere and got to 30 million YouTube subscribers in about a year. I think we're ready for an explosion like that. This time next week, we're going to have like 5 million subs each, I think.
Yeah, probably because we've epically failed against the dragon or something like that. Because I mean, every time I set out to do anything, I failed miserably. I'm so bad at this game, but it is fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm kind of thinking if I can just chalk off, beat the Ender Dragon, beat the Wither, and all of those sorts of things, I can at least say, right, yeah, I know Minecraft, I completed it. But,
yeah, but then the next job is for us to play it on hardcore mode. And on hardcore mode, it's permanent death. Once you die, that's it. Game over. World deleted.
Ouch. That was what my son was telling me when I got off the stream last night. He was standing in the hallway and I told him I was like, we're doing it. And he was like, on what level? And I said, normal. And he said, oh, some people on YouTube do it on hardcore mode. And I was like, oh, shut up. Go to bed. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it. It is fantastic. I know we kind of talked about it a lot last week, but yeah, you've just been building lots of crazy stuff. I built a sheep shearing farm, which I was very proud of. The sheep just go around a little circuit and they get sheared every
time. He really likes to stay on brand. Sheepdog has built a sheep shearing farm.
I trade the wool. There's a psychopath in our market that trades emeralds for 17 bits of wool. So obviously I've got about 800 bits of wool now, and I just keep feeding him to this absolute lunatic. I mean, I assume he's just building beds and then flogging them for a massive profit, but whatever he's doing, if he's eating it, whatever, it's up to him. He's probably building waifus or something.
He's probably going around and sticking it back on the sheep so you can cut it off again.
I don't mind, as long as he keeps giving me the emeralds, but yeah, I'm earning a lot of jewels off of his back, so that's fine, off the back of those sheep. If I could just build a thing that carries the jewels down right to his front door and plops them in a box for me, all I'd have to do is walk over and distribute them between the two and collect all the money. You want
to get to the point where you don't actually have to play the game. You just sleep easy knowing it's playing itself online and you don't even have to log in.
Yeah, dragons spawn, they get killed, they spawn again, they get killed. That'll do me.
Nice. In addition to our multiplayer Minecraft, I've also been playing a lot of single-player Minecraft this week because I've set up my little single-player world that I've been doing in a separate YouTube series, and I'm trying not to just replicate everything we've done there. I'm trying to do things a little bit different, like my trade. Rather than building a big trader hall, I've got a village where I'm trying to basically trap each individual villager in an individual house, and you have to go to the village to trade with them. But I am still getting the same trades because it's such an easy way to level up quickly. I've been doing lots of fishing. But yeah, I'm just loving the stuff that I was having to follow a tutorial for and get really confused about when I was building it, when we were doing it in the realm. I can now go in there and just talk it through as if I'm a pro. I don't need instructions. I don't need a tutorial. It's fresh in my mind. I know how to do this, and I look like such a pro on that series. I've cracked it. I am a professional Minecrafter. And I think that's one of the reasons I want to go to the comic book shop tomorrow. It's time for me to go and get myself a foam diamond pickaxe. I think we've reached that point. I've already got a sword, from the last time I was into Minecraft 2 years ago.
Andy
Time
already
that
has
I
a
got
diamond
the
one.
pickaxe. Well, he's been interested longer than me.
I've got one
lots
somewhere.
of Minecraft stuff that
That's
stuff
true.
that he likes. Don't you remember my diamond sword that we carried? Was it EGX or Comic Con or something that I had to carry the diamond sword around with me one summer because I bought it there?
No.
That might have been Comic Con. Perhaps it was Pab who had to
I
watch
don't
me carry
recall.
a diamond sword. But I'll dig the vlog out. There's basically a vlog of me going back across London holding a diamond sword because that was, again, another one of those summers where I'm into Minecraft. It only seems to be in the summer that my Minecraft addiction kicks in. I think it's because it's that time of year where Football Manager's starting to die off a bit. FIFA isn't back yet. And I'm just, oh, I remember Minecraft exists. And I get into Minecraft for a bit. So, yeah, that's...
What
Go
will you
on.
do next year if you complete it this year? If we do everything, what you just gonna
Well, there'll be more updates by then. The full Caves and
Yeah.
Cliffs update's out soon, so there'll be that, and there'll probably be another update in between the two. Minecraft isn't a thing you can just complete and not go back to. Every game is different. If I'm building a base in a plains biome now, I can go and build one in the snow, or build one in the desert, or build one underground, or build one in the sky. It's all about the building variety. Building is where the longevity comes from. It's
Yes.
not just about beating the dragon.
when he had Cliff Richard into it, like you just said, we'll just have to hunt him down. That'll be the next challenge.
Exactly.
Cool.
But other than Minecraft this week, I've been playing Football Manager, as you can imagine, which
No.
I can't talk about
No.
because it upset me. I've been playing the FIFA 22 beta, which I really can't talk about because I'm not allowed to. So that's a thing that exists. And
You didn't get that special though, did you? People got invited to it.
yeah, I think pretty much any. I think as long as you've played a certain threshold amount of FIFA 21, you automatically get an invite to the beta for 22. I was a little bit upset because I only play Ultimate Team on FIFA, and for the beta you don't get access to the full game. You get certain parts of it, and it varies from person to person. And I've been given.
I read
I've
it
been
was
given-
Kickoff and Ultimate Team.
No,
Oh,
it
okay.
varies from. That's what I mean. It varies from person to person. I've been given Kickoff and Career Mode, so I don't have Ultimate Team on my beta. So
Yeah.
I've had a little look. Can't explain what I did. Can't talk about it. But the mode that I want to play, I can't even play yet. So much sadness.
Oh.
Over to you, boys and
So on the
girls.
topic of betas, I didn't only stay up late all week playing games with Kev. I also stayed up late one night playing games with Pab. We played the Back for
Did.
Blood beta, and they messed you and Anna around a little bit, didn't they, Kev? But we got on there, and
I finally have it downloaded now. We both do.
cool, nice one. Okay, well, we'll have to have a game of that at some point. But Pab and I went on it, and it was really good fun, wasn't it, Pabby?
It certainly was, yes. Yes.
I died a few times, but I also made a lot of kills. I took a machine gun. I mean, I know I was all proud of myself, thinking I've taken a machine gun and I'm getting lots of kills compared to the team. And then I thought, actually, Pab's walking around with a baseball bat and he's nearly got as many kills as I have. So he's obviously still doing better. He's just got one arm behind his back because Pab, he likes to play it on harder modes. And yeah, you were very good. We both thought we were doing well, and then some bigger boys came on and playing way ahead of us, didn't they? We've been playing it for a few hours.
This is the thing with, like, you play these games with randoms, especially
Yeah.
randoms who just want to apparently want to speed run the level and just run.
Oh, I hate that. Oh
You're like,
God, that
okay,
drives me
just-
insane.
It's worse when you're trying to play a game where there's like hordes of zombies and stuff, and they're just running past them and leave us to deal with them. Like, thanks. All right,
It was
see you in a
mad.
bit.
I thought if we'd have kept running, would it have just let us keep going? Is that the
Potentially,
idea?
but you would at some point you would have waves of effectively you would come to a point where you are forced into like a bottleneck where you have to stop and fight a horde of zombies for a while. So you'd have to fight them initial hordes at that point, plus every other one that you've kind of kited along the map with you. So they'd catch up to you eventually, but yeah.
So yeah, it was just Back for Blood is as you all know it's just a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead and all of that, and it is very similar. You're just people who've been left behind. They drip feed bits of their story in as you go in. They're talking about my dad lives out this way, if he's still alive, and all of this. And It was interesting hearing their little conversations. I feel like they are trying to add a bit more character story to it. I only remember some of the bits of the story from the last ones. Like, it felt a bit more like they were just a bunch of people who'd been left behind, and they kind of showed them being left behind. Whereas this, they seem to have a bit more talking between them. I mean, I heard most of this story because it kept going, look, if you shoot me one more time, I'm going to kill you, and stuff like that. And then they'd have a conversation between it. I don't know whether you got as much of that, Pat, because you probably weren't doing a lot of friendly fire.
I did occasionally, yeah. I'm not gonna lie though, I didn't get any of that from what I played. I clearly wasn't paying attention to it at all. There was talking. Was I paying attention to it? Not really.
Oh, I was listening.
But then again, that's the same thing could be said for Left 4 Dead, because I could not. If you asked me what the story of Left 4 Dead was now, the story was you joined a multiplayer lobby and we just whacked zombies for a few hours. That's about as much as I could tell you about Left 4 Dead.
When they asked for feedback, I said to them, I want to see witches. If it doesn't have witches in it like Left 4 Dead does, then you're missing a big... Because they used to scare the crap out of me.
I mean, there will be. There was the equivalent of, like, what? There was equivalent of spitters. There was an equivalent of boomers. There was an equivalent of jockeys. There was equivalents of everything with a slightly different take on it, so it wasn't too...
I mean,
exact, but yeah.
I don't think it's going to have an opportunity for Kev to shout, "I'm being sucked off."
Which was the point.
But you will get like splurted into a ball of white stuff that holds you in place, so you can probably find a witty thing to say about that.
Yes, you do get kind of webbed, don't you? You did get webbed quite a bit, didn't you, Sheepdog? Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, again, because it was a beta, there's definitely bits that they're going to have to tweak. We did a mission where you had to... We went through all the whole level. You get there and the army's there. For some reason, the army's like, right, we need you to go back on that boat behind you and lay some bombs down. And my first thought was, you're the army. Do it yourself. Like, you could have done it before we got here, you lazy gobshites. It was weird. So anyway, we failed that over and over again, pretty much, because the people we were working with didn't understand that if Pab and I had the bombs, they needed to follow us and shoot anything that tried to stick us in place and whatever. So we kept trying to go back and we kept failing that, having to redo it. I found it weird because it was telling me that I was 1 meter away from where I needed to lay the bomb, but it wasn't letting me lay the bomb. And I gave that as feedback. It wasn't very clear on that bit, and they'll probably tweak it because I imagine I'm not the only one. But I don't even remember how we did it. I think the bigger boys who were running ahead.
What we did was I will say I didn't like the fact that when you get knocked down sort of thing and wait to be picked back up, you drop the bomb. I don't know if that was a staple in Left 4 Dead, and that wasn't clear. So I would run back to the point to place it and go, "Hang on, I've not even got it anymore." I had to run back to where I got downed, and then go and pick it back up. And then so this thing, you've got to fight through another pack of zombies trying to. Then what happened, Sheepdog? I think is that we all got knocked down, and one of them legged it.
Yeah, oh yeah. So then we succeeded because they survived and blew the rest of us up.
Because that one person got out. Yeah, we were all just downed, and then that one just was like, right, see you later, I'm out.
You were relying on them to pay attention because when Pab and I would run forward, get knocked down, and you'd see them the other side of the map going, "Oh, we probably better run in there and revive them before it all goes wrong." And it's like a bloody countdown.
Yeah, not ideal having one of them sat on the bridge with a minigun when all the zombies are inside the ship instead of on top of it where they could shoot.
Yeah,
pointless.
There's lots of random bits they've added to it, like I didn't notice that there's birds, and if you make a loud noise and disturb the birds, that creates a horde. So I'm walking along with my machine gun, I'm like, "Ooh, there's a zombie over there, bang, 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 bang," and it's like Sheepdog has disturbed the birds, and suddenly we're inundated with zombies. I threw a Molotov into a room, not realising there's petrol all over the floor, and one of our guys was in there, and he come running out on fire, but he survived. But again, that was a learning curve. There's lots of cool little bits like that. It felt like Left 4 Dead with a massive graphics budget behind it, really, I guess, which is good. And yes. I just hope that doesn't kill something. Like I said to Pab, it feels really fun, but there was just a certain thing about Left 4 Dead that was good, and part of me feels like the cartooniness of it was nice. I don't know if it's just the era. Maybe it only looks cartoony now, you know.
In my opinion, this was Left 4 Dead in all but name, 2021 edition. It's just a nicer looking Left 4 Dead. If you told me this was Left 4 Dead, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say no. It isn't. It is. It really is almost indistinguishable from it. There's like there's some sort of card system in it now, where you get perks on card. It's like a
you can pick what
it's
strengths
like a
you
deck
want.
builder. There's like a semi deck builder in there, where you have to where you pick a deck of cards and you're collecting cards to then keep in your deck, and then some are like 10% to stamina, 10% to ammo, 10% to squad health and stuff like that. And then you can shuffle your deck around, or you build your deck, and every time you get through a level, you get a new card to put in that deck. And I'm presuming all it does is that deck is what you carry on you, and you get the stats based on what cards you are carrying. I don't know for certain. I have to look into that more. But
You also find cash, don't you, around, and you have to spend that at the safe houses.
That is like a sort of like CS:GO or something like that, where you would have like a shop round where you would have to, like, at the end of each level you go into it and there's a chest there, like a shop chest, and you can purchase like ammo, you can purchase new weapons, you can purchase attachments for your weapons, and the attachments are color based, like loot. So you could get like a purple silencer, which gives you much more higher stats on the silencer, or a green stock, and all these different things that can go on the gun. But you can also purchase like team based perks as well, because I think I've kept purchasing 10% health every time.
I don't know if you noticed.
Stacked.
I made a big mistake in there as well, because you can buy like Molotov cocktails, pipe bombs,
yes,
whatever it is. So I'm like, right, I'll have 2 of them, 2 pipe bombs, 2 this, 2 that. I walk out the room and I could hear one of the characters just go pipe bomb over here, and I turn around thinking, I've already got a couple, and all of the stuff I'd bought was on the floor. Only the last 2 things I'd bought were actually in my inventory.
What it
you only
does
get
is
to carry 2.
Yeah, you only get to carry certain things in certain slots. So you have like a 2. It was like 3, 4, and 5 slots, something like that. So you have 1 for an item, 1 for like a med kit, and 1 for like a bomb, I think it is.
Yeah. So I'd left a whole pile of bombs.
It up, yeah.
But I mean, I did go out the door, throw a few into the distance, come back and get some more. I don't think I did any good, but yeah, I'd been doing that the whole way through, though, till that point. It was only that one of them said, you've left your pipe bomb on the floor, that I was like, oh, okay, I've wasted thousands. I've spent so much money through here. Not real money, obviously. That'd have been even worse, because you imagine. But I'm guessing there'll be a way that people will be able to throw real money at this, presumably. It seems too easy to just be able to buy extra.
I mean, characters and skins, maybe. I doubt you probably. I don't think there's any point in you being able to purchase.
You get enough of it in the beta, don't you?
Yeah,
but yeah.
You don't. You never short on currency to be able to. I mean, I was literally just buying the odd couple of things, and I was still ended up with like 2,000 coins at the end of it. I wasn't skint in any way, shape, or form. So it's you're never short on money. If they let you buy in-game money in this game, then it kind of wouldn't surprise me. But I think the people that do buy it are fools for it, because you should never need to buy in-game unless they change it. This is a beta for that. Take that in mind. It could well all change, and they could suddenly go, you get 50 gold a level now, and you need 1,000 to buy whatever it is. So maybe you do. I don't know. But if it's like it is as we played it, you should never need to buy real in-game money.
I don't see how.
Well,
so go on.
I was going to say, talking of money, Pab, why don't you put an advert in here? This would be a nice little spot for one.
Ooh, okay.
Lovely segue. There you go. Money made, so I can throw some of that into Back 4 Blood when the time comes. Please continue going about your big business.
I think that's it for what I played this week. I was going to get on the Pokemon Snap update. They've given 3 new levels to all the players, and
Have they really?
I haven't had a chance. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I don't understand Nintendo, and I know I'm talking about something I've not played here, but it's fascinating to me that they've done that. That they've just gone, this game's been out for 2-3 months, whatever. Here's 3 new levels for free. Just there you go.
Yeah,
so that's very cool. I need to play them. I've just not got round to it, and they sound cool.
Because you're a Minecraft streamer now.
That's it, exactly. But one of the levels, you're shrunk down to be tiny, and you're going through one of the earlier levels, but all the Pokemon are giant, and there's different Pokemon there. You take different routes. Well, that sounds fascinating. So I won't ever go on that over the weekend. But I just thought, how good's that? They've just thrown in extra stuff to play for nothing, and Yeah, good on them. I love that. More games should do that.
Splendid. Who's next?
I've not played a lot.
No.
Not really.
Why don't you tell us what you have played?
What have I played? I played some Judgement on my PlayStation, which is like a Yakuza game, but I don't quite understand where it sits in the Yakuza landscape, but it is part of that type of game.
Part of that universe, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's not like directly affected by the stories or anything by that. I think it's just in that universe.
Yeah, so it's like the same as Yakuza. You've got certain streets you can go down. There's games that you can play in game, and obviously there is a story, and you have different fight instances. But I played this. When was it? I want to say 2019. Maybe 2020, but I never just... I think when I bought it, I was doing my dissertation, and I just didn't have the time for it. So it just got stuck on the shelf and didn't come out. But I've been playing a lot of... I have been playing a lot of, like, the Yakuza Like a Dragon. So I thought, okay,
Yes.
I'll go back to this. And if you've got a Yakuza save on your profile, on your save thing, the game will give you 50,000 yen.
Oh.
To start you off. It doesn't. I think it's only Yakuzas that came out before this one. So anything like previous to this game coming out, it gives you like 50,000 yen, which is helpful because you need to buy stuff in this game. You don't need to buy stuff like just for health. You need to buy stuff because people will only give you information if you buy them stuff, and these things aren't cheap. Like, I remember one time I had to go and buy like champagne, like the most expensive champagne for a homeless person. Don't know why, but that's what they wanted. That's why I had to buy them. So, yeah, you need the money in the game. But, yeah, basically you were a lawyer, but then you got a murderer off, and when he got out, like after the trial, he went home and allegedly killed his girlfriend in cold blood, and then after that you just couldn't cope with being a lawyer anymore, so you become a detective, and then you... So, like, the Yakuza people know who you are because one of the Yakuza, like, high people like you and have a fondness for you, like a dad. So he gets privileges for being friends with them. So, like, if something goes awry, he will help find out what happened. But then murders start happening where people are having their eyes gouged out, and the main suspect is the second in command in his like family that he knows, and it's all a big hoo-ha, and then you get beat up, and then it's just, yeah, you got to find out why and who and what. So I've just been playing that. There's not like the side missions. There's drone racing, so you get a drone and you find like materials in the world, and then you can make it bigger and stronger and faster, but like they're proper like drone races. Like, you, before you go into a race, like your character puts on like a pair of like glasses that they can see, and so they can see their like drone, and then you go through the streets. They're a bit tricky because obviously I'm not great with the reflexes anymore, because some people are really, really fast. But that's fun to do. But I did spend the majority of my time in the arcades playing on the grabby machines.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I spent a lot of time because I just wanted all the things, because all the things in it are like Sega merch. So, because obviously it's made by Sega, so all like the games that are from Sega, they've got merch in the games that you can get out of the grab machines. So I was like, well, I want that one, and I want that one. And then I found some, like where you would go to like arcade, you'd put 20p, turn the thing, and then you get like an egg out, and then you'd have like a little prize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money on them because I wanted the whole series of patterned fish. Just, yeah. So it's weird. It's just, again, it's Yakuza, it's weird. it's just insane. There's this thing, like what was doing yesterday? I had to go and chase a wig. That's what I was doing. I was chasing a wig for a idol that they have over there, and apparently he needs his hair to look like an idol, like, you know, one of these like J-pop idol people. Yeah, one of them. So I had to go and get his hair. I had to go and defuse a bomb for some reason. I don't know. It was just like there was one bomb there, then there's another bomb over there, and you're like, oh, well, there's another one. Here's a clue. And I was like, I don't know what that means. Like, look it up on the Google. I was like, okay, because it gives you like it tells you where it is, but it's like a riddle, and I'm like, I don't know these streets very well. Like, so because they're in like areas, so you've got like the Champion district, and then the Kamara district, and I'm like, I don't know where these are. So I had to look online, but yeah, just I've been playing that, and then today for an hour I downloaded the Siege on Paris or something along them lines for the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Literally played an hour. Literally, like, I got there, did like the opening scene, then I was allowed to like go to my next objective, found a shrine, because they've got shrines in Assassin's Creed all over, and I don't know what they're for, but that you have to give it an offering, and every time I'm like, that's fine, I'll give you an offering, but I don't have like 10 fish. But I've realised that if it could, like, say, ask for turtles, and I was like, well, where am I going to get turtles in the middle of France? But apparently there's turtles in ponds. Didn't know that, but I went and caught the pond turtles, gave me a skill point, and I was like, maybe the shrine's in the main game. Maybe what it wants is near where the shrine is, because if it's asking like 10 rabbits, I see rabbits, but I'm not going to go around thinking, oh, I need to get 10 rabbits. But what it doesn't, like the game doesn't tell you, is whatever the shrine is, the thing it wants is nearby, so you don't have to like go far. And then I was doing this rock formation, so you know, like rock piles, like where you put a rock on top of a rock on top of a rock. Oh my god, the one in the island, like, so you go to Ireland in the Druids DLC, drives me insane. Oh my god, because it's got physics. So like, if your rock is slightly like got a slant to it, and then you try, because you've got to, it's alright stacking up and flat, but then some of them you've got to put them on the end because you have to get to a certain height, and then they just fall off, and I have lost my mind with them. I cannot for the life of me stack some of these. Like I did one, I got it on its side, it was in the blue, and it went like assess, and I did, and even when I was assessing, it was staying in the blue, but it was wobbling everywhere. I was like, that's not going to stay there. And then like it did its time limit, and it was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, yeah, but look at it, it's not going to stand for the rest of the time, because they're supposed to stay there for for a long while. I was like, that's not going to stay there, that's going to fall. But I got through it, but oh god, they drive me insane. But that's it really, just them two, just not a lot, because I tried to get that blood, whatever it's called, but they wouldn't give me a code, so I didn't play it. But I can probably play it later maybe, because I've got to wait. Yeah, that's it, that's all I've done. So over to whoever's next.
P to the Abbey.
P to the Abbey.
Hit me. So we played for the Back for Blood beta, which was good. What else have I played? The only other game I've played, it's a game called There Is No Game.
Yeah, I keep seeing
you
it. I
say
don't quite
this.
understand what it is.
Pab was putting up on Twitter, like, let's go see where this game is. Is there a game there? Let's find out. It's like,
Yeah. So this game is it has like kind of like a meta commentary, like something like a Stanley Parable or other games akin to that. I'm trying to think of now that have like a commentary over it, of like telling you this isn't a game. You boot the game up and it basically pops up and it's like no game. It's like there's like nothing in it. And it's like it's like just a big arrows pointing to the exit button and close it. And you just forever telling you there's nothing here. Don't bother clicking that. There's nothing there. Don't do it. You click through it and you go through and it starts off and it's basically this just like this common the game, as it were, like this game program starts talking to you and going, there's no actual game here. This is it. There's nothing here. This is just what it is. And you just kind of start clicking at things and tinkering at things and just messing with the system, sort of thing, of like what it's doing. So you click on like the title screen, and then you break the title screen off, and then you collect some parts. You have like it is effectively a point and click adventure game, which I've never been into, never really played any of them. I get frustrated with them, but you have like basically your inventory at the bottom of the screen, so things drop into your inventory, and you can then use them for certain things and like later on. So you get like letters from the title screen. You can then use them to unscrew things on some things or whatever. And you find yourself just kind of going through this narrative of like there is this the character is called Game, but there is no game, so to speak. And he's kind of talking through this story where you end up. Well, effectively, you initially end up finding yourself like at the monitor of a computer monitor, and then I just kind of kept tapping on the screen until it started cracking, and then I kind of smashed the screen, and then I was in like a Sherlock Holmes point and click adventure game, like one of the old school kind of point and click adventures where you'd have like a screen and you'd have to tap on all different things on the screen, and you play that for a little bit. And then you subvert that by you're still on a monitor. You're still playing it like inside a monitor. You're outside and playing it inside the monitor. So then you can like rotate around the back of the monitor. And I took the back of the monitor off. So then I'm at the back of the scene. I'm behind the scene that's in front of the game, if you know what I mean. And then I got to like it's like a set for a play or something like that. So it's got loads of pulleys and like levers and like different set things that you can move around and stuff. And then you spin it back around to the front, and then you have to interact with them in that way because it changes how the game then plays, because the set is different. Like the actual world is different that you're playing in, and it's just very clever. I mean, like I say, I did that. I'd spent a good couple of hours doing that alone, just wandering through like this whole Sherlock Holmes semi-game, which requires you to. It's just very clever. It requires you to, like I say, work these puzzles in the game, but by solving them outside of the game, sort of thing. And then I've moved on to like a Zelda-like game where I'm playing like Zelda, and you have to like do all this stuff where all this time you're still like collecting things in your inventory, and certain things in the inventory can be used in the game to like. I got a hammer and it shrinks things, and I've also got you get something else that makes things big, so then you can work the game in that way. It's really hard to explain, and it's kind of a game you need to experience. You kind of need to experience for it to get everything out of it. It might sound really confusing, and I'm probably not explaining it very well, but I'm trying to be vague as well, because it's a game that you don't want spoiled for you. It's a game that you just need to play. And I'm not even sure when it came out. I think it came out last year, which is a crying shame, because I would say this is probably up there again for one of the best games I've played this year. It's just very clever at what it does, and it's just somewhat special. It really is something very clever. Like, I don't know if many people have talked about it. It's on Switch, it's on PC, it's on Android and iOS. So and it's I paid $5 for it. Mm-hmm. I paid £5 for this game, and I genuinely don't know where it's going next. I genuinely don't know what we're doing next. I'm like 6 chapters in. I don't know how many more chapters are in the game. I suppose I'll find out on stream, but I don't quite know where it's going because, like I said, it keeps morphing into different games that I'm playing. Sort of semi-playing sort of thing. Because overall, I'm still playing effectively a point-and-click adventure, which has surprised me. I've been genuinely surprised that I'm sat there enjoying a point-and-click adventure game because I've never been one to play them. I've tried on a few occasions and I've just been like, no, I just bounced off them almost immediately. But I think playing this game, not knowing that this is what it is, and only having vague knowledge of like it's sort of like a meta game where you have a commentary, like a narrator, so to speak, talking you through things was what intrigued me, and yeah, I have enjoyed it thoroughly. But other than that, I think that is all I've had to play. That is all I've played this week. That and the Back for Blood beta at the weekend. That has been my week.
You know what, Pabby? I'll allow it because we're recording the podcast a day earlier than we normally do.
So early?
On that basis, we should be 10 minutes shorter than we usually are as well. That makes perfect sense. So I'm going to allow it and wrap things up here because the sooner we wrap things up, the more likely Anna is to be able to squeeze in some of this Back for Blood beta before she has to sort out small child
He's
person.
not that small. He's taller than I am.
That's a very good point, but he's a lot smaller than me. You're all small. All of you are the same height in my world because you're all smaller than me. So we will wrap that up there. As usual, Twittery stuff. You can find me at Lelujo.
You can find me at RB6K.
I'm Miss Lelujo or Anna Lelujo. Just find Kevin and I'll be there.
Hey.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
So have you given up on Sheepdog 6K already, Sheepdog?
No, I forgot and said the wrong one. It is Sheepdog 6K. I mean, I use both. I don't really use the Sheepdog one as much as I should. I need to use it.
You're ridiculous.
Just came out. Force of Habit. I've done like 390 odd episodes, probably more, 420 episodes saying RB6K.
That's why it's so ridiculous that you're trying to change your Twitter, you lunatic.
I just wanted a separate one because I noticed that I imagine most of the people on my other Twitter have muted the notifications and alerts and so forth. So I thought I'd start a second one with people that don't mute all that.
Very wise. See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.
You're welcome. I always say see you next week, but I never actually see anyone. It's weird.